Welcome. We're at meeting 526, Los Gatos Toastmasters. I'm Tom Bartese, Sergeant at Arms. We have a guest in the house. Nice to see you. Welcome. Welcome. And I'm the Sergeant at Arms, as acting for Chirag, who's not here tonight. Real quick, make sure you silence your phones so there's no interruptions during the meeting. If you need to step out and go to the restroom, out the doors to the left, or if you need to step out to use your phone or something like that, just leave the room quietly and do what you need to do. It's my pleasure now to hand off the meeting to our Madam President, Natalie, who survived last week's meeting. Last week, normally Chris and I are at meetings, or one or the other. And this was the first meeting in a long time where neither one of us was here. And so Natalie shouldered the responsibilities of setting up and doing all that. And I hear it was a fantastic meeting. So well done.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, I couldn't have done it without all the guests and members who showed up, and everyone helped and volunteered for all, or voluntold, as we say it here. So thank you, everyone, and welcome to our Toastmasters. Welcome, dear members, and yes, we have a guest tonight, Patmaja. Okay, great. I said it right. So usually we have the same format of meetings, which contain speeches and then evaluations and then reports on things like how the times that people took to do the speeches, and the grammar, and how many filler words were used. But so the structure is the same, but we have different people who volunteer to take different roles every time. So today I might be a speaker, and next time I might be an evaluator, and the week after I might be taking times to check everyone who how long they took. So this is our format, and usually we ask guests to come up here and introduce themselves and say a few words about why you're here and what are you looking for in this club. So let's welcome Patmaja to say a few words.
Thank you, everyone, for the warm welcome. I'm really excited. This is my first Toastmasters, although I've heard about Toastmasters all my life. So I'm happy I made the plunge and decided to come in. The biggest goal for me is I've been in tech for, I have about 15 years of industry experience. But what I realize is whenever there is a high stakes meeting or an interview, I feel that my train of thoughts go all over. And I want to really calm myself down, feel comfortable in situations that I'm not used to, and feel just comfortable talking and storytelling. So that's my primary goal. Even though I'm good at content, good at research and things like that, good at my subject, but I feel that the storytelling is becoming more and more critical, and I really want to work on that. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, you definitely came to the right place. We all feel the same, and we all have the anxiety inside when we speak. So you don't see it visually sometimes, but everyone has that, that's for sure. And now let's welcome our newest member, Alicia. We are glad to have you joined. That's great. And Alicia takes a role tonight, right, Alicia? You're gonna be a grammarian. Yay! Looking forward to that. And last thing before I hand it over to our Madam Toastmaster, before I do that, just want to remind you that there was an email sent about a photo release that we are doing to, you need to sign and agree or not agree to have your photos or small videos without sound to be used in promoting our club in Instagram posts or things like that. So if you ignore that, please, that just like it takes 2 seconds to do that. We'll appreciate that. And let's say welcome Vivian as our first speaker.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Toastmasters meeting today. Before I get started, I remember there's some good news that we wanted to announce. Somebody won some award somewhere. Would you like to come up and say a few words about that?
Yeah, hi everyone. So last Saturday, me and Tom, we represented our club in the Division B humorous speech contest, and I was really felt honored to be part of this club and then going there and representing our club in that competition. And so, as its name says, it was a humorous speech contest. So all the there were 6 people from different clubs who were representing their club and competing in the division B, and all the speeches were quite humorous. There was so much of humor and a lot of good speeches and a lot of body movement and quite relatable speeches. It's quite an experience. So I did watch and participated in the first half, and but I think Tom can talk about more, where Tom attended the second part of that competition, where the winner of each division, then there were 6 divisions who were competing in that contest, and then winner of each division then went to compete with each other in the afternoon. So I think those speeches, I was talking to Tom when I just came. So those speeches were really great, right? So in the first half, I got second place, and thank you. It was a Wi-Fi speech. I think most of the people, I did bore a lot of you with that speech. I think I got an opportunity to rehearse in front of you all. So thank you for bearing with my speech in last couple of weeks. But it was fantastic experience, and I was not expecting any place though, but it felt very good to participate, and also got a second place. So thank you everyone.
Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. So before Tom, would you like to say a few words about the speech contest, or you wanted to leave it to the later?
Oh, speak at the end.
Right. I'm thinking about it going first, right? So we'll have the speeches and then evaluators, and of course in the middle we have the table topics. Before we proceed, I would like to invite the functionary reports to tell us what they do, and then so we all have to pay attention to those. Come on. So the first will be timer. Azul, come on.
Okay, I am the timer for today. We are going to have the speeches. If you are within 5 minutes, I will flash the green. At 6 minutes, I will flash the yellow. And then at 7 minutes, I will flash the red. If you are doing an evaluation, at 2 minutes, I will flash the green. At 2.5, I will do the yellow. And then at 3, I will do the red. And then if you are doing table topics, 1 minute will be green, 1.5 will be yellow, and then 2 minutes will be red. Thank you.
Size rangers,
Oh.
it's 4 to 6.
Right, so 4 minutes, so 5 minutes, and then 6 minutes will be red. Thank you.
4 to 6.
Right. And then, of course, we need to kind of figure out people have used a lot of filler words. And if you don't know what filler words are, here we have Sonia. Oh,
Who wants to be our rocket? Going once, going twice. You're already remembering.
Well, I can speak on your behalf. So basically, we just, she's gonna count our filler words like, like, so, and a lot of times we use kind of unfinished sentences, which is, I'm very good at. Like you started with something and I'm like, wait a minute, I want to, then I repeat the same thing. So that makes, see, I've used some more filler words here already. So she's gonna count those filler words and then report at the end. Okay, with that, good? Okay, so the
One thing is, so if someone uses more than 5 filler words like more than 5 times, we don't say you did 13 ums, we just say you did more than 5. So once they hit 5, we just say you did more than 5. We leave it at that.
find $5 for each word after that. No, I'm just kidding. And then we have a guest before I forget. So welcome. Right.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Steve. Actually, I was in the morning meetings on Thursday. The cats. I don't know whether you're familiar, but Bud actually referred me to this group, and my morning schedule it's getting really busy. So I decided to kind of explore evening sessions. So that's why I'm here. Yeah, so I guess I'm only one online, so I'm gonna try to make it next time. I had to kind of do the babysitting today, so I am home. But yeah, nice to meet you all.
Welcome.
But go in the morning sessions and come to evening sessions. That's a very wise decision. Plus point. Okay, so the next one will be our grammarian and word of the day, Alicia.
All right. Hello, everyone. So I'll be your grammarian today and also kind of counting the word of the day. So today, the word of the day is etymology. Have you guys heard that word before? I haven't, but just so we know, etymology is an explanation of a word's history. That is where the word came from and how it developed. So as an example, as a word nerd, I'm always eager to learn a word's etymology and trace it back to its earliest known origins. So that's the word of the day. So if you guys use it, I'll be tracking it. And then as your grammarian, I'll be listening carefully for your guys' grammar, your vocabulary choice, and any type of word, not word fillers, but if you mispronounce a sentence or a word, I'll be tracking that as well. And then giving you guys a summary at the end of your speeches. Thank you guys.
Last but not the least, the general evaluator, BJ.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. I'll be your general evaluator for this meeting. My job is to observe the meeting from beginning to end, see how we are executing on our agenda, and if there is a room for improvement, I'll report at the end. Thank you.
Then here are our speeches tonight. We will start by having B coming up to introduce the first speech, the first speaker, Maria.
Thank you, Madam President. You're not Madam President, you're Madam Toastmasters. I just love saying Madam President, sorry. It sounds great, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm here to introduce Maria Kovaleva. I'm probably not saying it right, but the title of her speech today is Power of One, Negotiating with the World While Staying True to Yourself. This is a Dynamic Leadership Pathway Level 3 Project 1 speech. The stated purpose is to learn about different types of negotiation and strategies that could be used when negotiating. And one sentence description of the speech, you will learn the secret sauce of Power of One. Is that right? Secret sauce of Power of One that you can apply when you feel stuck or confused or lost. So welcome, Maria.
Do you use your power in full? Do you even know how? You think so? 2 weeks ago, I signed up for the speech that I wanted to read in 1 hour and deliver. Well, emotion-wise, it was quite an experience. From many things that I learned that day, 2 things I wanted to share with you guys. One, that I can to push through difficult situations. And you guys know about that. 2, even though I can, doesn't mean I want to. And I didn't. I stayed true to myself. And it felt good. I felt peace. I used my power of 1 in a room of many, 15 or so of you guys. Pavel Durov, the CEO of Telegram platform, does it for 1 billion of people. That's the number of users of his platform. His business model is not unique, but quite rare. He is the only owner of a huge company. Why did he choose to put so much pressure on himself? He says it's because of his choice of freedom in decision-making. He deliberately refuses to allow venture funding of his company. He funds his company from his personal wealth. Interestingly enough, he doesn't have any real estate, personal one. So for the same reason of having freedom, so he doesn't have any material attachment to material possessions. Can you imagine the heavy responsibility of decision-making for his company? My personal is very different, yet I have similarities in some points. In year 2009, I filed for divorce from my ex-husband, and I decided to fly to Canada with my little baby. I refused from any child support for the same reason. I wanted freedom in decision-making. I wanted to decide where, what, and how to do with my child. So the heaviness of responsibility I took on myself was for the same reason, to have the freedom of decision-making. Probably you have the same stories in your life, yet all of us have those moments when we feel stuck and we don't have this power to do those decisions. Would it be nice to have the reminder of our power of 1? And while I was visualizing about power of 1, potential, POOP, I thought, would it be nice to have some more appealing acronym than POOP? So I came up with this formula, more complex than, but beautiful. P for power of 1, which is the ability to negotiate with the world while staying true to yourself. Equals A equals A for authenticity multiplied to courage plus responsibility divided for external pressures. Authenticity, where it's clarity and commitments for your goal, for your values, multiplied for courage, which is willingness to take hardships and risk for your goals, plus responsibility, acceptance of consequences and duties for your choices divided by external pressures, which can be rules, norms, and external like expectations of others. So this formula can be used in different situations of your life when you feel stuck. Of course, this formula was created for this speech, but I will be using this formula in my legislative coaching approach with my clients, which I created as a opposition to executive coaching, which I think is like the art of fitting in or be guided or be guided as somebody else's rules. Legislative coaching is when you remember who you really are, when you write your own laws, when you become the author of your life, and when you take etymology of word authenticity, you might see the authorship here, there, the author. So the authenticity is the foundation in the formula, because this is the multiplier, because without a clear sense of your values, of yourself, the other components of the formula, they lose impact. Without clear understanding of your values, the courage and responsibility might be misdirected. So in those two stories, we can clearly see the core value is freedom of choice, freedom of decision making. What are your core values? You think you know them, but would it be easy for you to write them down now? So I ask you to explore them, and when you feel lost, confused, frustrated, alone, you can, rather than being pressured to push through difficult time, you can gather your courage, take responsibility, and choose your power of one. Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Now, please take a few minutes to give a few comments of Maria's speech. Will you be able to scan it? Right. I'm gonna give you 1 minute to do this. It's very interesting that Maria has this formula, and she did say something about another formula, and I was thinking about mine, and my answer is SHIT. So, just kidding. Okay. Should I just? Just kidding. So 5 more seconds. Well, something about authenticity that's also very interesting. My career coach or executive coach or therapist always told me that I need to speak up more. And she always says, don't fit in, but I have to stand up for myself a lot more. I don't think that a lot of coaches kind of make you fit in, but at least from my experience, it's like we always have to speak up. So anyway, without further ado, let's go to the next one. Will be Chris's speech, but we will have Natalie to do the introduction.
Hello, everyone. I am really pleased to hear Chris's speech tonight, and Chris is one of the more experienced speakers. So I'm really looking forward. And as a person who works in with finance and tech, his speech is gonna be about. So the stated purpose is to create and deliver a speech with clear intention. The goal is to explain the economic and strategic drivers fueling continued investment in artificial intelligence and infrastructure, while making complex financial ideas accessible and engaging to a general audience. And one sentence description of the speech is, Chris explores the powerful economic forces and technological trends behind the global surge in artificial intelligence investment, revealing why AI isn't just a tech fad, but a foundational shift shaping industries, nations, and our future. Let's welcome Chris.
Thank you, Natalie. Well, good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Thank you for being here tonight. Did you know today was the Super Bowl? It was a little early this year. It's actually the Super Bowl of artificial intelligence, as we call it. NVIDIA's annual GTC conference, GPU Technology Conference, typically held in the Bay Area, and today it was held in Washington, D.C., very close to the decision and policymakers for energy and other things needed for successful AI expansion. So it got me thinking, we always hear about these cyclical and circular fundings and investments into AI, and a lot of billions of dollars, even trillions of dollars going into AI. Is it overdone? Is it necessary? Are there economics behind it? So we did some research in 4 economic drivers that are things we'll explore today, and also a flywheel effect that comes from those 4 drivers. So take a step back and think about electricity in the late 1800s. Flickering across the scape because electricity was not actually invented, it was discovered, but the light bulb by Thomas Edison was invented to make use of that electricity. And at first, not everyone had electricity. It flickered here and there. But then electricity created the factories of the Industrial Revolution and beyond, and great economic output of that time. Railways that could move people around more efficiently. That is much like AI today. The first driver is the cost curve. There's training and inference. And I'm not an engineer by background, more finance. But the training element is where all the money is going to in step 1. You need a lot of GPUs, a lot of compute, a lot of energy, time, a lot of scale to actually train a model on an existing data set. So at first it's very, very expensive. That's where all the resources investments are going around, the build out with the Metas and OpenAI and all these other companies. But what does that result in? Second stage is using the model to make it useful, to take a 300-page book and say, give me a paragraph summary of it within seconds. It's the cost curve. Initial investment is high. Over time, with more and more use, the marginal cost decreases. Inference is more effective and it's cheaper. When something is cheaper to use, there's more adoption. it's democratized and more will use it over time. Imagine when ChatGPT came out about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. Interesting website, LLM. What can I do with it? How can I play with it? How can I build upon this platform? It's pretty cost effective. If you want a pro membership that's pretty entry level, you can go for $20 a month. You can use the free version. So it's the cost curve is number one driver. Number two, the productivity dividend that we all expect to receive from the use of AI. Some call it the virtual assistant, digital assistant for every knowledge worker. Imagine your doctor instantly being able to get a second opinion on their own prescription or diagnosis. Imagine a teacher being able to instantly create 30 individualized lesson plans for the entire classroom because we all learn differently. Imagine an attorney who has a paralegal that works 24/7 doing research while they sleep, preparing briefings and everything else that they need. Tom, our resident attorney here, is smiling ear to ear at that. That is the second driver. The third driver is going to be the infrastructure build up. Now, the internet was not just websites. There was cable lines that were built out, vast data centers to support it. And companies were companies before the internet. And now every company is an internet company. In the future, every company will be an AI company. They will need to be to survive. The last thing is the national imperative. If we think back to the 60s, the space race, the technological drive towards dominance, Russia, US, China, really US and China at this time between AI. It's the new space race. It's the new defining factor of, will this set us ahead in economics, in military, in other areas, in all industries? So the question is not should we be investing in AI, but how much and how quickly can we invest in AI? So what is this virtuous flywheel that exists? Well, it first starts with infrastructure spend. That creates lower costs over time, which creates higher adoption over time, which creates more adoption, more productivity over time. More productivity indicates we should invest more in this, therefore more infrastructure. So it's a flywheel, it's a virtuous cycle of four main economic drivers driving the growth of artificial intelligence at this time. So what does this mean for us? It means that it will become a part of our lives. Hopefully it will make us to exponentially become more productive in our own roles now, change jobs, not eliminate jobs that you have now, but create a multiplier effect for what you're already doing it better, faster, smarter into the future. So let's see where it goes, but this is an amazing time to be a part of and to live through at this next revolution of technology. Thank you.
Again, please take a few minutes to One more second. Next time, let's talk about which AI stocks to pick. I should not, I should
name one.
I should stop talking about international equities. We should all pour our money into AI. That is not financial advice whatsoever, please. Okay, thank you again. Let's proceed to the next one. that will be Isaac's icebreaker, but we'll have Tom to introduce Isaac.
Etymology. So it reminds me when I was a kid, funny story, when I was a kid, doing a hike on the dusty trails here. And I went off trail and I ran through all the bushes. And about 3 days later, I came down with a bad case of etymology. And I had to go to the dermatologist and get some cream to put on it to make it go away, etymology. I mean, there are secondary meanings. I mean, or third level, fourth level meanings, right? Okay.
He's saying the word.
Is it hot in here or is it just me? Oh, wait, is this microphone on? Okay. Isaac, icebreaker speech. Isaac is one of our newer members, and he's been coming about a month as a member, and he's already taken a variety of roles, and now he's doing his first speech, was the icebreaker speech. Icebreaker speech is the first speech we give at Toastmasters. 4 to 6 minute speech where we tell the members something about ourselves that we want to share. It should be your easiest speech because you're talking about yourself, right? You're comfortable with the subject matter. And it is the first speech in what will be hopefully many speeches to come. So tonight, Isaac's icebreaker is Pathway is presentation mastery. Pathways is our learning curriculum in Toastmasters. Level 1, project 1, of course. The purpose, introducing himself and telling his story. General description, Isaac's journey from Texas to California, where uncertainty is usually worth it. Isaac, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, good luck, have fun.
All right. Thank you, Toastmasters. So on my first day of high school, I went through the lunch line and I got my tray of nasty cheese sticks, a side of questionable marinara sauce, a carton of milk that was sweating. And I look up and I see a sea of people. This was one of the biggest high schools in San Antonio, Texas. And that's when it hit me. I don't know a single person. I don't know. I don't got a plan. I don't have any friends. All I got is me, my cheese sticks, and a growing sense of panic. So I started thinking, okay, I could eat my lunch in a bathroom stall. I saw that in a movie. But then I thought, how do I get my lunch into the bathroom and how do I eat it and leave without people seeing? It doesn't really make much sense. Then I saw the basketball team. I'm going to go try out. But then I thought, you know, they don't know me. I don't know them. What if I don't make the basketball team? That's going to be humiliating. So you know what I did? And I hate to admit this. I put my tray down and I didn't eat. I walked the hallways pretending like I had somewhere to be. And this became a trending pattern in my life. Not walking around aimlessly, but walking into situations that are uncomfortable, where I don't know anybody and nobody knows me. You see, I moved around a lot. San Antonio, Texas is my hometown. But after 5th grade, I went to LA for middle school. After middle school, went back to San Antonio. I went to 2 high schools. Then I went down to Corpus Christi, about 2 hours south to the Gulf Coast for college. Then I went to the Bay Area and did an internship, moved in with my dad. And then I went down to LA for graduate school. Then I came back up to the Bay Area. Then I went to Fresno for a little bit. And then I came back here. Now I'm here in the Bay Area. And there's some pros and cons to all this moving around. One pro is I met a lot of interesting people and I've been a lot of interesting experiences. In Corpus, I've gone to frat parties on the beach and saw guys that were just a little bit too drunk. When I went to the Bay Area, I did an internship at the Monterey Bay Aquarium, where I was helping the shark researchers. I went out there, was helping them tag great white sharks. It was amazing. And then before I went to graduate school, I met my dad's colleague. His name is Orlando. And he told me, hey, you're going to LA for school. You can go live with my family down there. So I drove down there by myself. I knocked on the door. Hey, how you doing? My name's Isaac Delgado. I'm pretty sure your brother said it's okay that I live here. And they welcomed me in and they showed me to my room where I would stay for the next couple years. And then at USC, where I did my graduate work, I met some of the hardest working students I've ever met. They were programming till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I was just trying to keep up. And then I met my wife in Salinas, California. Her ex and her boyfriend, or her ex and her and his friends tried to beat me up at some point. They were gang affiliated. If you know anything about Salinas, it's a lot of agriculture, a lot of lettuce. They call it the salad bowl of America, but there's a lot of gang history. And so me going in there, nobody knows me, small town, everybody knows everybody. I'm dating one of the girls and, I got a target on my back. So one of the cons to moving around so much is I didn't have a social circle to lean on for confidence. So what I did walking around the hallways is I would pop in my headphones and I would listen to Lil Wayne. I love music. Lil Wayne gave me the confidence that I needed, and I really needed it because puberty was kicking my ass back then. And so I fell in love with music. I have a deep appreciation for artists. I love hip hop, I love R&B. I'm not a rapper or singer. I can't play an instrument to save my life, but I find the music business very fascinating. And so the one problem though is that passions don't usually pay the bills. So I had to figure out what was the quickest buck I can make. So, software engineering. So I got my bachelor's degree in computer science at Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Then I did a master's in computer science at USC. And bada bing, bada boom, I'm at Chevron, been there for about 5.5 years. So there's still a question mark around the music industry. I'm trying to get there at some point or another. But until then, I'm 30 years old. I'll be 31 this December. I have a wife. We celebrated 2 years of marriage this past September. We have no kids, but we plan on it in the next 4 to 5 years. We want to cross out some bucket list trips until then. And I owe it all to those moments, to those uncomfortable moments, like that first lunch when I had those cheese sticks and I didn't know where to sit. Because every time I felt that same uncertainty, it's led me somewhere worth going. Thank you.
Very interesting. Good job. Very interesting. Okay. Okay, put your comments in the form. And don't forget to hit next. Let me speechless. I don't know what to say. So I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. Because you're gonna come up very soon. Okay, true to the club too, because we need to move forward, right? So the next section is table topics. So this is where we have a lot of impromptu speeches, but it's guided by our table topic master. So Anand.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. So we are at the most fun and the free flowing part of this meeting. So this is some structured around it for the just a little bit information about this section. But it's a table topic, as it says. Like you can volunteer to come up here, and I'll give you a topic, and then you have 30 seconds to think about it, and then 1 to 2 minutes to talk on that topic. So it's a really means checking your ability to, think spontaneously on your feet and come back here and, talk something. So I didn't do my homework for table topic master, but again, this chat GPT, so AI comes to the rescue. So I'm gonna continue that humorous theme from, that contest. And I have set of questions based on some humorous and fun table topic. I asked ChatGPT, give me some questions around that, and it gave me good list of 10 questions around that. Okay. So who wants to come here and, give? Okay.
My A,
Okay. Choose a number from 1 to 10.
any number.
Any number.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll start with the first one then.
Okay, let's go.
So what is the most dramatic thing you have ever done after losing your phone? If you haven't lost your phone, then I can give you another question.
I haven't.
Okay. Or you wanna just make up something, or okay, let me give you the other one.
Thank you.
Okay. This is going to be fun. What is the funniest reason you have ever what is the funniest reason you have ever been late? I'm sure you have been late. Everybody has been.
Accept. Thank you for this topic. Funniest reason, I never late. That's the reason. Everyone who knows me as a person, I'm project manager, everything on track. Even my kids know that we're always on time. Once we came at birthday party much earlier than actually the host for the birthday party. And if I'm late, that means I choose to be late. And usually I plan to go somewhere to make sure that I'm late. It's not the funniest reason, but it's a true reason. Thank you.
Who wanna come up next? Okay, so do you wanna try the first question? What is the most dramatic thing you have ever done after losing your phone? Or is that question is still open?
No.
Okay. Okay, then choose anything between 1 to 10 except 1 and 5.
8.
What is the strangest compliment you have ever received?
Okay. Okay. I don't know. So a strange compliment that I've gotten before is do I do my eyebrows? I've gotten that before. No, I don't do anything with my eyebrows, which is perfect. So I guess that would have to be the strangest one that kind of took me back, I guess. Yeah. I can't keep going on here. That's it. All right.
Okay, I just want to tell that Steve, I think you are the only one online, so this is open to the somebody who is joined online as well. Do you wanna take a chance?
Sure.
Okay. Woohoo. Okay, pick a number from 1 to 10, except 1, 5, and 8.
4.
Okay, this is interesting one. If your GPS had a personality, what would it say to you?
GPS, what, sorry? You can,
If your GPS had a personality, what would it take? What would it say to you?
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do my best. Thanks for the question. If I have GPS like personality, right? So probably like, more about directions and stuff like that. So then what do I say to myself?
Mm-hmm. If your GPS had a personality, means if it's like a person or somebody you can think of, then what would it say to you?
I would say probably I'm detouring a little bit right now, but at the same time, you are on the right direction and just keep going. That would be something that I would say to myself. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have Madam Toastmaster? Do we have? Okay, you want to try? Okay. Pick your number except from 1, 5, 8, and 4.
9.
If you had to live inside a movie or a TV show, which one would it be?
No.
If you watch a lot of sitcoms or something, then it'll be interesting. If you had to live inside a movie or TV show, which one would it be?
I forget the name of the show. There was one that was on LA Police, LAPD. I forgot the name of the show. Not a sitcom, but a thriller crime detective where I could be part of it because in real life I'm not that. So I could live through a movie. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. But before we go, let's vote for the best table topic person. So the names are
Is it Steve?
yeah, and don't forget to press the submit button. Thank you.
Great job. Thank you.
Great, thank you. We are here to deliver speeches because we want to learn. Now, what's the best way to learn? That is to hear people's evaluations and the comments and the feedback. So the next session will be devoted to that. The first speech evaluator will be B, who will talk about Maria's speech.
For some reason, I feel very nervous evaluating Maria because Maria, I've come to know her as a person who gives speeches of substance, and she did not fail to deliver again. So I really enjoyed the opening of your speech. It was like a 2 layers opening because you introduced the struggle that you had delivering the speech as the introduction of your speech. And then you took us to another layer where you gave us a personal story and the story of the CEO, excuse me, to illustrate and introduce the power of one. So that was really cool and interesting. I don't think I had seen that before. Then I think in the body, you basically define the power of one. And I love what you did. Well, you basically linked this power to personal freedom and responsibility. And what I was really interested to hear is, but how? And I just love what you did coming to the board. I'm like a sucker for formulas. And so I love what you did here. Let me make sure that I got this right. Authenticity, courage, responsibility, and these are external circumstances, right? Well, that is really memorable for me and powerful because external circumstances are fixed. Something happens, it's fixed. But boy, can you get a lot of power when you increase any of these things in the numerator. Be authentic, show up with courage and take responsibility. I just thought that was such a powerful way of illustrating the power of one and really inspiring because it gives us a lot of avenues to reach it. So I really enjoyed. At first I was like, oh, what's she gonna do with that? It was great. I loved it. And in your conclusion, you gave us a call to action. You asked us to think about our core values when we're confused or struggling and lost, and use that to come back to the power of one. So I thought your speech was very well structured and I really enjoyed that. Let's see. In terms of delivery, at the beginning, I thought you looked a little nervous for like 3 seconds, but very quickly, your volume of your voice went up. You started using your body and your gestures to connect. And I thought you did an excellent job. I felt inspired and really connected with not just the struggle that you had, but just this was the second time you were attempting to give this speech. And so I was moved by that. I thought it was very memorable when you were talking about how in the first attempt, you talked about how you honored yourself. And you actually took a step back and you touched your chest. That was powerful for me because and I told you this last time, I saw that when Chris was urging you to finish the speech and you said, no, I'm not ready. And I'm going to be authentic and I'm going to do what I think is right. I thought that was really powerful. So I was just really moved by this speech and your delivery and look forward to the next one.
That's one of the greatest evaluations I've ever heard in here. Thank you. It's actually, I feel like in all the roles that we have here, evaluators really the toughest one because not only you have to listen, you have to think, and you have to deliver. So you did a very good job. So thank you. Then the next one will be Natalie. You're gonna bring us the discussion of.
Yeah, no pressure after this.
No, not at all.
Not at all. So Chris, I loved how you took a topic from tech and finance world and explained it into so simple examples and made it so accessible to everyone. That's how I felt, at least. I loved that you used analogies such as Super Bowl. And then you hooked everyone in with that. Like, oh, yeah, I know Super Bowl. So what's about that? And suddenly people are tuning in and listening about AI and AI infrastructures and GPUs. And like, yeah, sure, that's an easy topic. I know that Super Bowl, so I probably will understand that. And I really liked how you took that and took everyone in with you about it. In terms of structure, it was a very clear structure. You started with a good hook to the audience. You continued with an intro. You said, in this speech, I'm going to tell you about these 4 things. And then you had a speech body of those 4 points that were clearly separated, and it was easy to follow and to understand. This is the first point, second, third, fourth. And then you had a summary of everything with a good overall explanation of how everything connects. So I feel like you did a really good job with this purpose, the state purpose that you wanted to explain everything in a clear way to the audience. In terms of delivery, really, it's so hard to find something to tell you to improve. I liked how you moved into the space. You used a lot of space, and I like how you used the flywheel with the hand gestures, and you moved, and that was awesome. So I feel like you were enthusiastic during your entire speech, and you took everyone with you with this excitement about this topic. because sometimes finance and tech, you can talk, but it might not be that exciting. So it was really great how everyone were excited with you. So really, it's really hard to find things. I just, maybe one thing that I usually say is to slow down at points that you really want to stress, that people would take that point and remember that point. Maybe try to slow down and make sure you have the pauses in those areas. But besides that, it was a great, informative, and very clear speech. Thank you.
Thanks, Natalie. You highlighted a few. Thank you. You highlighted a lot of points that I actually missed, so that's great. Another thing I wanted to add is Chris is very good at doing eye contacts. I feel like he was staring at me. I was thinking if I were one of his students, I would never sit in the front. I would be high in the back. Anyway, so great. Thank you. And Tom, we would like to hear you talk about.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. So Isaac's journey from Texas to California, where uncertainty is usually worth it. I was very impressed with your icebreaker speech. It was a textbook icebreaker speech. I felt that we learned so much about you in only 4 to 6 minutes. It was really incredible how you took us on that journey swiftly through important parts of your life. I felt it was very well organized, and I could tell that you put a lot of preparation into it. I don't think you had any notes up here. If you did, you didn't really use them. And so I was very impressed with that as well. So storytelling, this icebreaker speech is all about telling a story. And I thought you did that very well. The ideas that there were parts of your speech that were somewhat, had a little bit of a serious undertone to it, but you were able to add humor to it as well. And so we were able to relax when you added those little bits of humor, because there were some serious aspects about it. But it made us feel comfortable that, okay, he's okay, and he's sharing the story, and he's making light of certain points. So that relaxed us, which is an important technique to use. Great hand gestures. And what I really liked, and Chris is really does this well, is you had great posture up here. So important. When Chris comes up here, boy, he really owns the stage and has a sense of authority when he's speaking. A lot of that has to do with, how he presents himself up here. And you had a lot of that going for you too. And that's a message for all of us. Don't sleep on your posture when you're up here, because it sends us, if you want to be authoritative and strong and really get your message across, it helps to stand tall. So well done there. And I also thought it was very clever when you took us on that roadmap. San Antonio, LA, San Antonio, Bay Area, LA, Bay Area. That was a clever way of doing that. I like that. Area of improvement, eye contact. So the majority of your eye contact, and if you look back at the video, which I hope you'll do, is the majority of your eye contact was here and here, and then down a bit, right? So you sort of stayed in this zone. There was a lot of looking down here, which we all do. We have our mental chalkboard and we're trying to follow it, right? So try and concentrate on bringing your head up a little bit and look at us in the back of the room. Look at Stephen online. Okay, so that would be one area of improvement, particularly if you're in a meeting, right, with a team or some executives or something. You want to be speaking to the whole room. Okay, and one area I would challenge you on would be your pacing. Parts of it, you were speeding up a bit. You covered a lot of ground, which was great. But there were parts where you were going a little too fast, and you could have used some pauses, like Natalie was saying with Chris, particularly for dramatic effect. You had a couple points in your story where it would have been nice just to pause for a moment, let that point sink in for a dramatic effect, and then move on. And try to incorporate some pauses appropriately, strategically, where it makes sense, and that will raise your speaking to the next level. Otherwise, fantastic job. Thank you. Oh, and good eyebrows.
Man, is this Toastmasters or Humorous Club app? Anyway, thank you, Tom. That's very, very insightful. So we're gonna move to the next step, that is functionary reports, where we're gonna have a lot of interesting statistics coming up. So Azul.
I really liked the speeches tonight. They were amazing. Not only were they funny, they were insightful. We learned something. I feel like whenever I come to these meetings and we've talked a lot about this, I always learn something new, or I just feel a lot better and lighter after a long day of work, just ending my day with you guys. So I appreciate that. Okay, let's start with the speeches. It was 5 to 7 minutes. Maria, you were 7 minutes and 30 seconds. But I mean, you used the board and you had to, the time that took you to go all the way over here, it was 7 minutes. Chris, you were 6 minutes and 2 seconds. Isaac, you were an icebreaker speech, so it was 4 to 6 minutes, and you did 4 minutes and 48 seconds. I was so immersed into your speech that I totally forgot it was an icebreaker, but you hit the middle mark and it was perfect. So thank you for that. We had our table topics, which was 1 to 2 minutes. It was Olga, you had 31 seconds. Isaac, you had 21 seconds. Steve, you had 10 seconds. And Padmaja, it was 22 seconds. And then the evaluations, it was 2 to 3 minutes. Bree, you had 3 minutes and 16 seconds. Natalie, it was 3 minutes and 13 seconds. And then Tom, 3 minutes and 21 seconds. It was slow at first for Tom, and then at the end he just started saying everything really quickly, and then he just went off. But everyone did really good tonight, so thank you so much.
Next statistician is our counter. Alicia? No? Who's gonna do that? Oh, God, sorry about that.
Thank you for this opportunity today. I actually, I just checked etymology of a counter in ChatGPT. And because I feel that I'm a bad cop today, I took this role for the first time and I was precise checking, like, is it right or is it not right? And each speech was amazing, definitely. And I'll start from Vivian, just one, in the beginning, couple of soul. Maria, 5+, pillars. Chris, I was so amazed by your speech. It was hard for me to understand, is it meant to be so, or it's so as a filler? And I would say 2 or 4. By end of your speech, I realized that probably filler, because you even ended with so, but only so. I said, amazing speech. For the first time, definitely we were able to follow you all the way across United States, like, especially like even during the high school. I never been here in high school, but I was imagining you walking and it was definitely amazing. 5+ and 5+ so it's only on, but again, for the first time, it was amazing to hear and follow you through your journey. For me, for sure, I counted for myself 5+. B, 4. Natalie, only what I was able to catch, 5+ during evaluation. Thank you.
So that leaves us general evaluation by BJ, is it? Right? Oh, grammarian. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I was the grammarian. I only scored the speeches, so sorry if I was supposed to do everyone. But the speeches were great. And as far as a breakdown for you, Maria, you did a really great job. I liked how you use words that rhyme together, so it kind of like catches the listener's attention. And you did use the word of the day, so great job to you there. I give you an A. Okay, so next we had Chris, definitely a powerhouse. You did a great job. You use words that I've never heard before, but I understood the context, so that was interesting. It kind of makes you think about what you're discussing. but you did not use the word of the day. So I'll give you an A-, but you did great. And lastly, Isaac, you did a really great job today. I like that you used relatable phrases such as like social circle. You did use a curse word, but it's okay. And you didn't use the word of the day, so I'll give you an A- as well. But overall, you guys all did a really great job. Thank you. Yeah.
BJ.
Thank you. What a great meeting. So evaluation of this meeting, room was set up, tech, and the entire room was set up before guests or members arrived. So great job, everyone. We had one new member, Alicia, and one guest, two guests, actually, Steve is there. And this is your first meeting after becoming a member? And you took up a role. Very courageous, great job. You have done a great job on that. And for Olga to volunteer for Sonia, she couldn't be here, but he volunteered at the last minute, and that's what makes this meeting going, keeps this meeting going. So thank you for doing that. Great speeches, power of one, and AI investment incentives or triggers. Power of one, definitely in tech industry. Before that, it was all zero. Power of one. Fantastic icebreaker, Isaac. Love it. I was just mesmerized. I mean, your confidence, you're taking the stage. I think you got enough feedback there, but I just wanted to mention. Awesome evaluations. And I think what speakers look for when they come here is that what they have done well and what they can do better in the next speech. So I think, Tom, you have done a great job, but I want to challenge you to find a challenge for your speakers. So I did have some. I know, but your evaluation was great on the spot. So you had all, and I know it is hard. These are great speakers. It's very, very hard to find something. But that's why when you become evaluator, it's your examination too, right? So you come prepared that, okay, what are the things you are going to pay attention to based on the speech or label or pathway? And then you give that feedback. And finally, what a great time management, Vivian. Right on time. We had 3 speeches and we have 4 table topics, and we did in time. So thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
I'm about to say, I need a few more minutes because I would like to have Tom speak to us about his experience.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll keep it short and sweet. So as Anant mentioned, the two of us competed on behalf of the club at the division level humor speech contest on Saturday, 9 o'clock in the morning. It was so early, but a couple things. We had the support of many members from our club here, including Maria was there, and Nina Sanqua was there, Sonia and her husband were there, and Chirag was running around because he organized the whole event. But the classroom we spoke in, we had about 30 people in it, and it was great to get up there and practice and speaking in front of strangers, because we come here week after week and we see all these friendly faces. But then to go out into the real world and be looking at faces that we don't know, that's one reason I chose to participate in the contest, because I knew it was going to be in person and not virtual. Anant did a great job, second place. Shobha from another club won our division. And I was mentioning to Anant, I went to the afternoon session, which was for the whole district championships, and Shobha took third. She did a great job, but these speeches were incredible, these humorous speeches. So I would encourage all of you, if you don't want to participate in contests, we do them twice a year. We'll do it again in February at the club level. Consider either coming and watching. It's a lot of fun, but also they need functionaries, timers, judges, Toastmasters. So consider volunteering. Nina showed up, and all of a sudden she was voluntold to do something, and she was up at the front, part of the organization of the meeting. And so she grew, whether she wanted to or not. But it's a great opportunity to meet other fellow Toastmasters outside of clubs, so consider doing it. And it was a great experience, and I plan to do more of it. Thank you.
My recommendation for Tom is not to sign up any contest that happen in the morning.
Yes.
You only do that in the evening because you've got funnier by the day.
Much funnier than the evening, particularly after before the two-drink limit. My humor and alcohol just goes just right.
Yes, so thank you all for participating.
Yes.
What else can I say? No, that's bad. No. Thank you all. And then we'll have Natalie to close today's meeting.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Vivian. It was a great meeting and I loved everyone's speeches. Isaac, that was great icebreaker, really new level of speeches. Without further ado, let's end today's meeting and let's have another great meeting next week. Hope to see you everyone there.